Here are some of the signs of evil eye on your education. So there has been cases where people have been afflicted with ayn al-hasad, jealousy and envy on their education, on their studies. And here are some of the signs, inshallah. Some of the signs are constant headaches. So constant headaches, especially when it comes to them sitting down or trying to revise for Quran or for Islamic knowledge, or it could be the GCSEs, the A levels or the degree. Sometimes all of a sudden they get a headache which affects them really bad, which prevents them from studying. Number two could be excessive yawning and feeling a lot of fatigue. So if you feel a lot of fatigue and you yawn a lot when you're trying to revise and you cannot concentrate, that could be another sign of evil eye, jealousy and envy. Number three is having fever, feeling really unwell, sweating and fidgety when it comes to recitation of the Quran, or when it comes to studying for your exam or studying for your course that you're trying to complete. All of a sudden you feel agitated, you feel very uncomfortable in terms of fulfilling the subject and studying the subject. Now, what can you do to break them, and what parts of the body does it afflict, and what verses do you recite? I'll mention that in my next video, inshallah. Assalamu'Alaykum. Bismillah, here are the ways to break the evil eye in your education, on your studies, inshallah. Whether you are affected from memorizing the Quran. So some people who are hufad of the Quran, or some people who are students of knowledge, they get afflicted and they are unable to study. It's not just student of knowledge, it could be someone who's trying to complete their degree, someone who's trying to complete the GCSEs and their studies, and people usually get afflicted, especially in the exam halls. And here are some of the verses that you can recite on your water, on your oils, on your creams, for you to use it to break them, inshallah, and recite those verses on yourself. Firstly, you can recite Fatiha 7 times, Ayatul Kursi 3 times, and the 3 Quls, Qul Huwallahu Ahad, Falaq and Nas, 3 times each. And then on top of that, here are the verses, inshallah, that you can recite, which is Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 30 to 37. And these verses talk about when Jalla wa'ala created Adam alayhi salam, and when Iblis, la'natullahi alayhi, he was jealous of the creation of Adam alayhi salam. When Allah created Adam, وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا, and Allah taught Adam alayhi salam the knowledge of all things. So when you recite these verses with the intention to break any ayn al-hasad on your education, on your studies, inshallah, that can benefit you. So verse 30 to 37. You can also recite Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 247. وَزَادَهُ بَسْطَةً فِي الْعِلْمِ وَالْجِسْمِ. So this is one of the ayah that you can repeat continuously when you are doing ruqyah on yourself, or when you are trying to blow into the water. The other verse is Surah Al-Imran, verse 7. Inshallah, if you recite Surah Al-Imran, verse number 7, inshallah, you can also break any ayn al-hasad on your knowledge, especially when you repeat the verse ilm, 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 yeah, with the intention to break any evil eye on your studies. Surah Al-Imran, verse number 18, that's another verse that you can recite, inshallah. And Surah Taha, verse 114, where Allah mentions Rabbi zidni ilma. So you can repeat that verse, Rabbi zidni ilma, Rabbi zidni ilma. So these are some of the du'as that you can recite, especially this du'a. Is a powerful dua where you can recite, and it's a dua from the Quran. Rabbi zidni ilma, which is you're asking Allah, oh Allah, increase me in knowledge. And there is another dua that everyone should memorize, and this is part of your morning and evening adhkar, which is this one: Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutaqabbala. Now, after you have recited those du'as and those verses from the Quran, what can you do? You can also recite other verses which are the evil eye verses, which is from Surah An-Nisa, verse 54. Yeah, Surah An-Nisa, verse 54. Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 109. Yeah. You can also recite some ayat against black magic from the Quran, which is Surah Yunus, verse 81 to 82. Just in case it was these spiritual afflictions that was causing you the blockage, yeah, from achieving your goal or from achieving and studying and finishing your degree. Now, how to do ruqyah, especially where do you do the ruqyah? So I say that the place where you're affected, do ruqyah there. For example, you can get all your books out in front of you as if you're about to study. So you can sit in your desk, في مكان المرض. So the place where you get affected, the place where you get ill, the place where the affliction affects you the most, whether you fall asleep or whether you get palpitation, whether you get headaches, that place, get the study setting. So sit on your table. You don't have to do it, but this is a good way to break that affliction in that sitting. Yeah. So personally, I found that that was one of the best ways to break the Ain al-Hasad, especially the place where you're affected. So once you get all your books out in front of you, start studying, start memorizing the Quran, and as soon as you feel the affliction is about to kick in, so whether you're getting a headache or whether you get problems with your throat, you're coughing a lot, and you're, whether you're panicking, you're feeling palpitations, you're sweating, you're fidgeting, you're freezing when it comes to writing down, or you're getting confused. Once you found that you're getting affected there and then, straight away start the ruqyah and start reciting those ayat that I mentioned to you. Recite those ayat and start wiping certain parts of the body, your chest, yeah, and wipe your head. And when you're wiping the chest, you can recite this dua. قال رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Keep doing this inshallah every single day. And if you get affected in your classroom now, this is a different setting. So you're in your lesson, whether that's in uni or in your Islamic studies, wherever you are, if you're getting affected while you're studying, you can drink recited water in that environment, or recite on yourself, yeah, but obviously keep it discreet without disturbing everyone. Recite on yourself some of these verses and some of these du'as. Recite Surah Al-Falaq, Fatiha, Ayatul Kursi, Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutaqabbala. Some of these verses and du'as, try to memorize it and recite them in that setting, in that classroom, on yourself, and you can drink the recited water with the intention to burn away any ayn wal hasad. And the best water to drink, to be honest, my brothers and sisters, is Zamzam. So if you drink Zamzam and you make that dua, Rabbi zidni ilma, and you say, Ya Allah, burn away any ayn wal hasad, or any blockages on my education, spiritual affliction on my education, Bismillah, and then you drink, Bismillah, and then you drink, for example. So that can help you a lot, inshallah. And be consistent in order for you to see results that you have broken the Ayn al-Hasad on your Quran, on your studies, on your education. You have to be consistent. Yeah, consistently reciting yourself. Take recited water with you. Take a spoon of recited honey as well. That has also proven to show that, alhamdulillah, a lot of people who suffered from any ayn wal hasad, they have got healed by taking recited honey before their lessons and before the studies. And inshallah, be consistent. Make sure you wash your body with the recited water. You apply the recited oil all over the body, yeah, and drink the recited water continuously, and every day read on yourself, and do not speak about your knowledge, whatever you have achieved. If you have studied well, and if you've done well in your GCSEs, in your hifz, or in your degree, don't go around telling too many people about your achievements. Rather, let your loved ones know, and the people who has supported you in your journey, let them know. But you also advise everyone, whoever you tell, say Allahumma barik before I give you the news. So imagine you've done well in your studies and you tell them, look, before I give you the news, everyone say Allahumma barik